this opportunity and members of the press. We are here this afternoon to address very pertinent issues related to our education, and that is mainly the government cuts the education budget, which we now think is threatening New Zealand. KUPPET is shocked by the government's determination to refund public education. For the third year running, the government has radically cut the education budget. The 2025-2026 budget estimate before the National Assembly indicates a shortfall of 62 billion for the sector. Many budget lines that had been recommended for funding under the budget policy statement have been radically reduced or eliminated altogether. The estimates indicate zero funding for the management of national exams, quality assurance, and the modernization of the school information management system. The effect of these cuts is that the Ministry of Education Quality Assurance Department will not at all do anything to assure our quality. And that means that it is all dead. This is despite the department's centrality to the maintenance of standards of all levels of education. The removal of all funding for examination, invigilation, and management almost certainly means that parents will be required to meet the costs. The estimates indicate massive cuts for the school feeding program, capitation for primary and junior secondary schools, and the Teacher Service Commission. In the TAC budget, for example, the Treasury has slashed the entire budget for the confirmation of 20,000 intern or junior secondary school teachers into permanent and pensionable terms. The Commission has also not been provided any funding for the employment of another 20,000 teachers for the January 2026, as promised by the President during this year's Labor Day. The cuts represent the most ambitious rollback of social spending since independence. Prior cuts included the abolition of funding for edu-afia, medical insurance, university research, and loans programs. KUPPET therefore demands the reinstatement of education funding as contained in the budget policy statement, which in itself was grossly inadequate for the sector's needs. At the same time, KUPPET is alarmed by the contradictory policies by the Ministry of Education for the management of junior schools. The latest such policy, the circular on incorporation of junior school teachers in Kenya Primary School Sports Association leadership, that purports to mainstream junior school teachers within primary school system in terms of activities. This is unfortunate, since junior schools as autonomous institutions which should be delinked from primary schools, we demand the circular's immediate withdrawal and proper recognition of curricular activities in junior schools. Yes, so this is in summary what we have. Let me just maybe to give off-the-cuff remarks in relation to this. The policy that we are running with our partners is funding public education and funding country. We are undermining the quality of education. We are also undermining the future of this nation, because it is through education that we manage the systems that will definitely improve the quality of our politics, the quality of our industry, the quality of our innovation and technological advancements. So this one must be addressed, and the cuts should not be allowed to pass through Parliament when finally appropriation is done. Thank you.
Question? Any question, please?
Another issue which we want to highlight in this defunding of schools, because Kenyans know the quality that they want their children, the quality of education they want their children to be exposed to. The government intention is therefore moving Kenyans to look for private education. And privatization of education goes against the grain of the right of citizens to quality and affordable education. When feeding program is not given attention, it means that children or learners who come from less privileged families will not go to school. And this one is very dangerous because we are creating an equal society altogether. So this must stop, and that is the reason for which we are so much alarmed that the government must ensure that this one is restored. We are calling upon Parliament not to accept these cuts in education, because if they do so, it means that every aspect of our quality, every aspect of enjoyment of right is going to be affected. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Could you also talk about the place of capitation schools? Because we are now in the third week, so it's certainly capitation cannot take in schools.
Any other question so that we finalize? So capitation.
Any other? Yes. I think this is second term, and the capitation which we have been assured would arrive in the banks in the second week have not arrived in schools. The delay in capitation means that the delay of effecting service delivery. Service delivery is going to be compromised, because if the capitation was meant to pay for facilities like school pieces of chalk, for example, payment of repairs on the fence of the school, building of toilets, acquisition of desks, and so on, it means that these ones will have to be delayed. The net effect of this is basically affecting the quality of our education, because the teachers are going to be compelled to call unnecessary meetings with the parents to fund this education. Parents are really burdened by very heavy taxation regime, which we are all suffering from.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Stand up. KUPPET power! Power! KUPPET power! Power! KUPPET power! Power! Asante sana. Sawa.
Just a brief one.
But this one will not be
Tumemaliza bwana. Wapi nani?
wao wachokama ni Moses. I'm looking something about the mother tongue.
French. Oh, the mother tongue.
The mother tongue.
Sit down.
Yes.
KUPPET of more in Boko Chien Mar Chulo Pesa Madis Sirikal osewuok gi polisi mar ng'ado pes midhigo mondo rach. Moloyo ni budget estimate mar higa 25-26 ong'ado budget to ne skunde gi bilion 62. Mano nyiso ni ndiko jopuonj 20,000 permanent and pensionable nyatimore, to kendo medo jopuonj 20,000 mano cha president owacho ni idhi ndiki chakre January higa 2026 nyandi. Mar ariyo, ka pesa madhi e skunde ong'ad kaka ong'ade, to nyiso ni nono standard mar somo gi inspection mar skunde ok nyal timore e yo makare. Kendo nyiso ni Teacher Service Commission bende koro ok nyal ndiko jopuonj kaka onego ondiki. Mar adek, ka pesa ong'adi kaka ong'adni, nyiso ni sirikal ma wantiere owuok ni gin gidwa ketho yor somo mapok nonenore nyaka ne wayud independence 61 years ago. Mano nyiso ni wan sirikal onindo ni koro kata mana gik manocha timore kaka pesa mar somo mitimo go penj, koro jonyuol nyaka dhi e udi mondo ochul pesa. Apani noneno ka komiti mar education ma parliament kanoluongo permanent secretary mar education, to permanent secretary nowacho ni pesa gi onge, treasury nowacho ni pesa. Yore mag tugo mag primary schools to gi mag junior secondary schools ni koro tim kanyakla ka giwacho ni gimiyo jo junior secondary school teachers mondo okaw tije moko midhi time primary schools. Gimago gin sikunde mopogore complete, kata bende gin e compound achiel, gin sikunde mopogore. Ok nyal keto jo ECD ni timo sport gi jo grade 9 kata grade 8. Jo ECD mano ok nyal timore. Onego bed ni policy no endo en gima ji winjore maber ni kata ka diponi wadomicile junior school e primary sector, to en gima wapogogi kaka sikunde go endo ra in different schools kabisa, ok gin chal kaka ginyalo bedo ra. Koro KUPPET wacho ni